Hello guys, welcome to this channel. If you're looking for how to set up your fish farm, if you want to set up your fish farm and you don't know what to do, you are in the right place. This is the place where we teach you investment lifestyle. This is Hangout where you learn everything you have to learn. This is a place you learn everything you need to know about business, investment, relationship, lifestyle. Today we're going to be talking about fish farm, catfish farm in our investment platform. Here you're going to learn how to raise your fishes, things you're going to get, and everything that you need to start up a proper catfish farming. Welcome to this show, and don't forget to stay till the end because you're going to get a bonus video which I've kept for you, so you will know what to do after all of this. Welcome to this show. Let's jump into it. Like number one, you're going to need knowledge. That's how it is from the beginning. It's knowledge. The truth is, it is not even finance, it is knowledge. All you need is knowledge. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you don't have the right knowledge, no matter how much you're getting, how much you're going to make, or your plan is going to be in jeopardy. So you need knowledge, you need knowledge. You need to go and get materials. A platform like this is one of so many platforms you could get materials. Subscribe, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, click the bell button behind the subscribe so you can always get content like this on the go. This is where you get knowledge, you get a whole lot of knowledge about fish farm. So for a startup, you need to get knowledge, you need to ask questions, you need to know 80% of what you need to do for you to be able to be successful. Because the knowledge, believe me, there are times it's going to get hard, there are times even me, your mentor or your advisor is not going to be available for one reason or the other. Your knowledge is going to help you out, your intuition is going to help you out, and those comes from the ideas you're getting, the knowledge you're trying to put in place. So you need knowledge. Seek knowledge, because the day you stop learning in any line of your work, that is the day you start dying academically. So you need knowledge. And number two, you need finance. Believe me, fish farm is not a cheap business. Let's put it that way. Fish farm is a business you do that you're going to require finance. Believe me, 70 to 80% of your initial capital is going to go for feeding. You know, livestock, that is how it works. Both poultry, fish farming, and a whole lot of livestock, it is all about feeding. You feed where you get a good results. If you don't feed well, you're going to run out loss. Believe me, there's no magic around it. What you feed your fishes is how they're going to look. How you feed them is how they're going to look. So you need finance, and you need like 80% of your finance up front. Believe me, don't go on credit. Don't believe you start first, then you make your money. It's going to be very stressful. If at all you're going to be successful, you're going to be really stressed out. You need to have like 60 to 80% of your finance already on ground. You're going to get materials, you're going to get equipment, you're going to get fish ponds, you're going to get feeds, you're going to get treatment if need be, you're going to get a whole lot of things. You need finance. So seek for finance. I have videos on that. You could always like, click, and subscribe. You get materials on here on how to go about financing. Yeah, so you're going to get finance, you're going to get a whole lot of things. So finance is very important. 80%, remember, has to be on ground. You're going to get finance. Sites. Not all sites are suitable. You're going to get a suitable site that's going to work for you. Things to look at for a siting: it has to be close to the road. It has to be motorable. Believe me, that is very important. It has to be motorable. Motorable in the sense that because you're going to be getting feeds, you need, cars are going to bring in feed for you, so you need them to be able to access your farm. Marketers and buyers are going to come to your farm. You need them to be able to access your farm, to take your produce and to take it to the market to sell after they buy from you. If your road is not motorable, they are going to turn you down. They are going to not come. Because the truth is, there's no point coming to your farm to buy something they cannot take out. You know, so if the road is not motorable at all, you're going to have serious issues. So you need a land that is motorable, a land that has a road that is motorable, a land that you can always access the major roads easily. It's not hard. So even if it's going to be far a bit inside, which because of your financial constraints, but it should be motorable, it should be easily accessed to the major roads that will lead you to whatever market you're going to get. You're going to also have to be getting feeds in bulk. If your farm is going to be very large, you need a whole lot of feeds, and sometimes it's going to be a mini truck that will bring your feed for you. It's going to be hard if your road is not motorable. So your site is supposed to be good. Your site is supposed to be a bit shaded, not directly filled with sun, but that is not a problem. That can be controlled. But the major thing is the road. The land should be a bit okay. You know, it should be a bit slopey, but still, if that's not the case, you can always do the land in a way that it becomes a bit slopey when you're arranging your pond. So that is it. It should be accessible and motorable. That's the key thing you should look out for, and it should be okay. You will know when you see the land, it's just going to look right for you. Number 4, you're going to need ponds. Exactly, ponds. Like me, I always tell my clients, tarpaulin pond is better. That's for me. But you can always be a concrete guy. You can be a concrete pond person. You know, they have advantage and disadvantage. The tarpaulin pond can be resold. It can be moved to a later site. If you decide to move your site, tarpaulin pond is ideal for that. But when it's a concrete pond, it's fixed. It cannot be moved. Concrete pond requires maintenance over time because of the water seepage, the water that seeps into it, because it's going to be holding water for a long time. So it's going to require a whole lot of repairs over time. Though it's not frequent, it's going to require periodically. But tarpaulin ponds, most of the time, it doesn't require any repairs if the ponds are done right. If the galvanized rods are done right and purchased right. There are some galvanized rods that are steel, they are not galvanized, so with water touching it, it's going to get rusted and sometimes break out. I had a case where my pond broke at night and I lost a whole lot of fishes because of wrong galvanized ponds. So that is what this platform is there for, to teach you what to do so you don't actually make the same mistakes that some of us has made already. So if you're getting a good content and you like what you're hearing, please don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, leave a comment below so I can get a feedback from you and do more videos on what you guys are requesting for. Yes, so your pond should be right, your pond should be big. Don't go for small ponds, because it's always better you grow into a pond than having a pond that is restricting you. Your fishes need spaces to swim, so your pond should be right and you should get more questions. There are videos on the ponds for you, so you always know the specification and the right amount of ponds to go for the number of fishes you plan to raise based on your finances. So ponds, get it right. It's very important. Number 5, get feeds. Get your feed. Your feed is another most important thing, if not the most important, after you've gotten all that I've listed previously. Get your feeds. There are a whole number of feeds you could get. There are foreign feeds, there are local feeds, and there are very local feeds. That is how may I name it. There are local feeds and very local feeds. Some very local feeds are feeds that really doesn't have a real brand, and at the end of the day, though some people say they are rich, you know, those are feeds you put in the water and they sink immediately. So you have to be an expert to be able to feed with such. And I don't really know about their composition, how rich they are, you know, but foreign feeds are the real deal. Though they're expensive, I have to point that out, they are very expensive, you know, but they give you proper results. They give you proper results because of the composition. There are foreign compositions they use for them. And there are the local feeds. They are slightly cheaper, but they still give you results. So get your feeds, get the feeds. There are videos I've done on the types of feeds you get, the listings for the feed, and how you're going to use them from the day you bring in your fingerlings or your post till the day you sell. There are numbers of feed they're supposed to eat, so you get the feed. And the feed reaction also matters, how they work, how you use them, so you could acquire the best result. You don't want to get a whole lot of feeds and at the end of the day you keep feeding and don't get result, or you used more than the particular quota of feed for a particular stage, because there are stages you use your feed for, there are stages you have to change your feed and the sizes of them, so you get the proper feed, then you start feeding your fishes. Why I'm asking you to get the feed before you get your feed, which is going to be the number 6 thing, is because your feed is more important than the seeds. It's better you have your feed before the seed, because if you get your seed before the feed, when you go out sometimes and you don't get the particular feed you are looking for, those fishes are going to starve. So you have to have food first before you bring in a child or before you bring in a fish. In the case of these things, get your fishes. Yes, there are different types of fishes you could get. There is the fingerlings, there is the post, there are the juveniles, there are the jumbos, and a whole lot of that. All these comes with different sizes and different advantages. I always advise my clients, and I will advise you, my people, get post fingerlings. You know, they are slightly more expensive than the fingerlings, but they tend to do well. From my own history, you can always get juveniles and they do well for you, but from my advice, get posts. At the time of doing this video, I think post in Nigeria, it sold for 15 naira per one. Now some people sell for 17 naira. Juveniles have been sold for as much as 30 naira per one. So you do your multiplication, it's going to be on the screen, and you know how many fishes you're going to get your fishes. And there are places you get your fishes from. You don't just go to any place and get your stock, because some of them, they have stunted growth. So people have a bad history of doing their fishes, that you don't get results when you buy their fingerlings or their post or their juveniles and that. So there are good farms you could go to. I will leave a link below where you could always reach some people, or you could send me a mail and I will tell you what to do, so you get the right source, you know, get a right proper source. When you do these things, it's going to be nice for you. The fishes are going to grow well, eat well, especially. They're going to eat well and they're going to grow well. So when you get the right seeds, that is how it's done. You get the right seeds and you feed well, you know, because the truth is, you could get a poor feed and you have the right fishes, it's still not going to do well. So you're going to get the right fishes, get the right feeds with the right change of water. Believe me, success is yours. There's no way you're not going to succeed. That is the truth. With proper management, you're going to succeed when you get the right fishes, because even if you have the best feed on earth and you have the wrong fishes, they are not going to do well at all. There's no magic behind it. So everything is going to work properly for you. So get the right fishes. Get the right fishes, get the right fishes. Very important. Don't forget that. Now that we're at the end of this video, for the bonus I promised much earlier, I'm going to tell you how to initiate your fishes, your baby fishes, which are your fingerlings, your posts, whatever you want to buy, how to initiate them into the water. Now, the way it is properly done, it's when you bring them to your farm. It depends on the journey and the times you have traveled. If you have traveled for like 30 minutes, 1 hour or more, what you're going to do, you turn the rubber you used to bring them, or the sack or whatever it was, you turn it into an empty rubber. Then you add fresh water to mix with the existing water that is there. So you turn it in and you add a little salt, because salt, what salt does is it reduces their stress. But a little salt, don't go and add too much salt, very little salt. You add a little salt, you let them relax under a shade for a while. You watch them, they are swimming very fast. That's how you know they are very active and they are good fishes. So you watch them and you leave them. They most likely go under the rubber and they settle. So you leave them for a while, like as much as for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Then you get a little rubber. So people, they can't. I advise when you get to your farm, you count your fishes, except you exactly trust. But leaving trust out of this, you count your fishes so that you will know what you are getting, and you write it down in your workbook. You count your fishes, then you count maybe 100 or 50 or whatever you're counting. When you put them into a little rubber, not too small but big, maybe like 3 liters kind of rubber, then with the water that was in there with the fishes, take them to the pond you're going to put them in, which there's a water already waiting for you. You put the rubber, the 3 liter rubber you brought with the fishes, you put them in the pond little by little. Allow the water in your rubber and the water in the ponds to mix together for like 60 seconds or like 45 seconds. You watch them. Sometimes they swim out on their own when they are more comfortable. After simmering for like 1 minute, that's 60 seconds, you can easily turn the rubber into the pond so they swim freely. Don't go and get your fishes, pack them from there with the water they came with and turn them into your ponds. The shock is going to kill a whole lot of them, because you are supposed to be careful with your fingerlings or your juveniles. They are very fragile. They're like little babies. Little change in condition can affect them. So you have to protect them. You have to turn it little into it, so the temperature of the water could miss, because they are very sensitive to temperature. So guys, this is the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe, click like, leave a comment for me, subscribe, click the bell button so you always get content immediately as I'm posting. Have a nice day, y'all. See you in my next video.